Hello, it's Joe Glines, and a user asked me to post my code on this video I did a long time ago, and it was about understanding how we can interact and grab something like from this this frequency inside SPSS. I got this GUI here, right? And so I selected one. That's really annoying. Let me see if I can unselect it. No, I'll just restart my script. Oh, and of course it runs everywhere. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you can see here I have it set up so all those that I highlight, it'll give me a count of how many I have highlighted in case for some reason I wanted to see how many I have highlighted, which I needed that for the business object thing. But also I have it configured when I hit a hotkey, it'll first show me how to, again, I have 3 things selected, and these are the 3 things, and of course these I can access this via the clipboard. I can copy it, I can export it, I can do whatever I want with it. And then the very next one, when I hit OK, it actually gets me the 132 that are, let's go back to here, in this window. Right, so it tells me right there there's 132 items in this window. I could actually even tell it which ones to select. If I was to go in and export this, I could basically build a pre-select button for me in case I have some sort of a GUI where I have to come in here all the time and select the same items. So I can actually send the text and tell it to select it for me. But getting back to the request was, here's how simple the script is. The loop, right, I've put above, just have it running and it refreshes. It sleeps for 0.03 of a second, but it goes out and it gets the count. It's going to store, this tells it here, this parameter I passed to it gives it the count of what is selected, right? In that certain type of window, and the A says, hey, look at the last active window, and store it into this select SEL_CT. So for me, that's selected count, and then display the tooltip, sleep for 300 seconds, and then just basically loop over and over and over. Now the second part of this is just to reload my script. And here I've told it, hey, only use this hotkey, which is this. Even though I have 2 calls to it, I like to either use my browser back button, which is really near my thumb, so it's super handy. But not all of my keyboards have that, so I use right control. For now, I'll just show you. We can get rid of that one. And what that's saying, so the browser forward reloads my script, and right alt, and we'll get rid of that one. So we'll keep it simple. So this will just reload my script. This one says, hey, I can hit my browser back, but it won't do anything unless I happen to be in one of these types of windows, that's what I've identified in SPSS. And the first one, so because it looks at the active window, I call them all at the same time. And so it says, okay, get the active window of this type of window, get what's selected, and store it into the selected items variable. And then immediately after that, go and get the selected count and store it in the selected count variable. And then after that, I say, okay, you know what? This is where I go ahead and gather the data and say, let me get the same thing as before. But this time, I notice I don't say selected here. I just left it blank. This means it'll get everything, and then the count of everything. Notice here there's a count, but nothing, and this one has selected count. Right, so this is why it gets the count of everything in that window, stores it in this variable, and then I just basically have 2 message boxes that show me the above variables: selected items, all count, and all items. And this just closes out that. It probably doesn't have to be there because it's the end of the script. But that's it. It's that simple. And so now I'll just demonstrate it again because it's easy. So I can tell how many I have highlighted when I hit a hotkey. Because that window is active, it'll run. Says there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I wanted to, let's go back in here and say, and we'll get selected items. There. So now, when I come back in here and I run my script, right? So here I had these 3 items. Now when I go into, let's just bring up site again. Now when I paste, right, this is the items that were selected. It's that simple. That's it. Thanks.